The podcast will begin in 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hello, this is Tim Beecham with the Grotto Group, and today we have Brandy Roberts with us. How you doing today, Brandy?
I'm good. How are you, Tim?
Good day to be alive.
Oh, that's right.
Rainy day to be alive.
Yeah.
Yes.
I want to dive right in if you don't mind. And could you introduce yourself to the audience and tell them what it is you do?
My name is Brandy Roberts. I am originally from Erie, Pennsylvania. I moved here about 18 years ago with my son. He was 8 at the time. I met a girlfriend in college in Pennsylvania at Edinburgh University, and she got married here, and we came for the wedding and came back. We've been here ever since. She's then moved on and went back to Pennsylvania and left us, but we're here still. I am the owner of Edible Arts by Brandy. It is considered a full dessert business now. We started out as a sugar cookie business. This is a crazy story. When I moved to Virginia, I didn't realize that there was no second and third shift daycare. I'm from up north in Pennsylvania, so we have 24-hour daycare services. Me being a single mom moving here, not knowing anybody, limited daycare resources. I didn't really want to leave my son with somebody I didn't know, and he played sports and stuff. So I ended up working full time, and then I ended up finding a part-time job because the full-time job was interfering with me being able to spend time with him. I was just this one before the internet was really taking off. YouTube and was it MySpace was still on? I think. MySpace, oh my God! Yeah. So when I moved here, phone calls were not free till after 7 p.m. So you would talk between 7 p.m. and 7 a.m. to free phone calls on the weekend. So imagine that.
I remember those days.
So internet, the modem was probably as big as an old VCR then when I moved here. The internet was still doing that. So I would just focus on YouTube. I would be on YouTube. I went to school at Thomas Nelson. I went in for graphic design. And I majored in that and got my associates in that. Researching things that I could do at home that would keep me with my son and not miss time with him and still be on a regular parenting schedule with him. My biggest fear was, strangers. That was my biggest fear. So, me not being in the area, whatever. I didn't want anybody taking him to basketball practice and all that. I wanted to be there. So that was my main objective. I started YouTubing and realized that cookies can become art. So I was like, let me try, see how it goes, whatever. So I started, I had no baking experience. Last time I baked, I think I was in home ec class in middle school. So
I'm gonna ask if you have any culinary experience.
No, and whatsoever. If you'd have told me I'd have been baking, I'd have told you was lying. So I started baking, trial and error. So I was like, okay, so the first time they were coming out, they were real fluffy. The icing wasn't sticking, and stuff was running off, and the dry time wasn't well. And I'm like, how are they getting all this stuff on these cookies? I just started researching. I would stay on YouTube for hours. Then I finally, just start Googling and realized that you can really put art on these cookies. In the beginning, I was really intimidated. And during that time, we had got into a scare. My son was hit by a car on Jefferson Avenue. Really bad accident. 14 or 15. He was hit then, and we ended up into a financial bind. We had to move, and probably like a year later, we ended up moving because he was in rehab for like 6 days.
So at that time, you were in Newport News?
Yes. Okay. My son was hit by a car.
How long was he in rehab?
Huh?
How long was your son in rehab?
6 to 8 months. Like he was thrown like a half a mile. The driver had no insurance, no anything. It was crazy. It was between Winston and Jefferson Avenue in Newport News. And at that time, the hospitals were stopped seeing children under a certain age on the side, so they would get them stable, but then send them to CHKD. So we had to take him to Riverside to get him stable. Then they airlifted him to CHKD. So we went over there. CHKD did a phenomenal job. He ended up having fractured ribs, a concussion. He was in a medical concussion. In a medical coma for about 4 days, because they couldn't stabilize him because he kept waking up thinking he was still running. So they literally had to strap him down, put him in a medical coma, be able to service him. Once he woke up, we found out that he had some blood clots in his upper right leg, and that they were bothering him. So they had to do surgery on that. We did that, and then he was in CHKD for rehab for the 6 to 8 months. The process was really hard, being a parent, especially being here by myself. But his friends from school and stuff, the parents were really awesome. They were really awesome. They helped out a lot. CHKD did a phenomenal job in keeping us together. They helped with gas, they helped with food, they helped with, making sure he was great. I have no problem. Every time I'm somewhere and they're taking donations, I give it to them. Those children get top of the line care. Resources is top of the line. They make sure that they have the best of everything. I'm talking about good lotion, good antibiotics, good. I mean, my son wanted some Doritos. They didn't have that. They went and bought that case of Doritos. But yeah,
during this entire time, you're trying to do your culinary.
Oh my God, I forgot all about the business. It just went. I'm in mom mode. Forget the business. I'm in mom mode. Then he comes home. And we find out the driver has no insurance. Probably like a week after he was in the hospital, a girlfriend of mine from home in Pennsylvania, she's like, check and see if you have underinsured motorists on your insurance. I didn't know I had it. It was a little bit, it was like $25,000. I forgot who my insurance company was at the time, but they paid it out. The $10,000 we lived off of for that year and medical, and then the 15 I put in for a trust fund for him. So he got that when he was 25. It's not much, but it helped out at that time, but we still hit a brick wall financially. About a year later, I was offered a graphic design job during that time when he was sick, and I couldn't take it because he needed 24-hour care. His appointments were back to back. It was just no time for me to take a job right then and there. And I still forgot about the cookie business. So we hit a bump in the road at his last year of school. I had made the decision and spoke with him. I was like, we can't get caught up. The fees on rent is getting too high. We're just going back, we're going backwards. I decided, I spoke with your godmother. I want you to finish school here. I didn't want to uproot him on his last year of school. So he stayed here with his godmother, and I moved with a girlfriend here who I roommated for a year. At that time, I had no job, still struggling with this cookie business, and I had applied at FedEx Express. Why? I have no idea, because I couldn't even drive on the highway when I first moved here, so I was scared of traffic.
So you couldn't bake and start a baking business, couldn't drive, apply to FedEx.
When I tell you, you could not get me to get on this freeway, I did not cross any bridge here for a year. I was just like...
I was wondering what happened to my packages. What year was this?
Oh my God. When I first started FedEx, Laura, let me tell you, I said, how am I going to be a professional?
Oh, you got the job?
I got the job. I just like...
Talk about doing whatever it takes.
Yes, as a mother, let me tell you,
starting your own business, you just make all this money, and there's
a mother is going to do what she has to do. I remember delivering newspapers in the middle of the night. Let me tell you, it's like, so we're going to do what we got to do. So I got the job, and I said, okay, I can drive, as long as I'm not driving the big truck. I'm telling my girlfriend, I'm like, as long as I'm not driving the big truck. She's like, you'll be fine, you'll be fine. Every day I cried driving this truck. Do you hear me? So the one time when I had this, like, you got to drive the big bread truck across the bridge and get it to the airport. Oh my God, Lord Jesus, I thought I was gonna die. I said, they was like, I called her. I said, I'm gonna quit. I'm quitting right now. She said, you can't quit. You got a child. I said, oh man, damn. So I was like, I couldn't
That
quit.
package is on that truck. You can't quit.
Right. So we have missed the deadline. So we have to get the packages to the airport in Norfolk before the plane leaves. When I tell you, I cried the entire time getting over this bridge. And then when, on my way back, the bridge wants to stop and put a halt to it. And I'm stuck on this bridge and I'm sitting high and I'm sitting in this water. I can't swim. I got snot bubbles coming out my nose. I can't see because I'm crying. And I'm scared to death. And I'm like, let me loosen my seatbelt in case I got to jump out this car. I'm literally freaking out, right? So it's just like, that fear was paralyzing to me. I didn't even realize how bad fear can paralyze you. So I ended up driving that truck a few more times. And I had got used to it. I was going over the bridge and everything. Who would have known? I've been at FedEx 9 years today. Yeah, exactly.
You're still at FedEx.
Still at FedEx. I'm still at FedEx 9 years today. I can back up a truck. I can pull it forward. I can move it around the corner. I don't need a rear view mirror. I can slide it in, slide it out. So it's just like.
Were you still doing the cookies at the time when you first started at FedEx?
We went back to the cookies when I went to stay with my girlfriend. I gave up on it. A girlfriend from Pennsylvania was getting married. She said, I'm going to order 200 cookies from you. And I just like, what am I going to do with these? I was like, wow, 200 cookies? And I was overwhelmed. I almost didn't take the order. And my good friend Sharice was like, we're going to do this order. She said, you're going to do this order. We doing this order. She said, if I got to sit here and help you decorate, and I didn't have no time management down packed. That's the biggest order I've ever done. So we bake it and no sleep for a week and a half. I had to get these cookies there for this wedding day.
Could you bake by this time?
Oh my God, dude, it was horrible. No sleep, then I'm driving, I'm sleeping, I'm no driving, I'm up in the middle of the night decorating cookies. You got the fan got to be on. If it's hot outside, it's going to the humidity. So we finally got them done and I sent them to her. And I was like, I wonder if she's gonna like him. I wonder if this and that. So I see Facebook had just started then. So her wedding photos come up and people that I knew was hitting me up and said that they ate my cookies and they were really, really good. And I was really amazed. I was like, okay, I could do this. I could do this. Maybe we could do this. Trial and error was I didn't have any time management. I didn't know how much the supplies was going to cost me, the ingredients. That first one, I took a loss doing 200 cookies because I really didn't know. I'm like, okay, well, icing needs 4 days. I didn't know all of that either. Right. So, now, we're fast forwarding FedEx full time, still doing the cookie business, but not as many orders. So then I looked into the farmer's market. I looked into Buckrow Farmers Market and I said, okay, so it's $35 for the season. I was under the cottage law, so that worked out really good. So under the cottage law in Virginia, you can bake and stuff, but you can only make up to $25,000 a year. And there's certain items that you can bake and sell, and you have to have the ingredients labels and stuff on there. So I researched that and did that. So when I first started, I had this little cheap blue tent. I had a little raggedy table and an ugly tablecloth. So, and I found these pink buckets out at Michael's. So I put them in there and we set them up. And I was like, dang, I'm not really selling any cookies. What am I going to do? So I started giving out samples. Okay. So then the samples worked. Then we get hit with COVID. Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah. So COVID hits. Son's in college, graduating year of COVID. My son's graduation year for college. COVID hits. How I'm going to sell these cookies. So I'm like, I got to improvise because you can't keep the cookies out now. COVID, people are masking up, this, and that. So I goes on Pinterest and I started seeing people baking cakes in mason jars.
What?
And I was like,
oh, really?
Yeah. I was like, well, how are they baking the cakes? So I was like, well, I really don't want to do them in mason jars because, it's going to be a lot more heavy. It's going to be heavy. And then I was more like thinking of if I decide to ship, you don't want the weight to be weighed down with the glass. So I was thinking, so I just started doing some research, and I've played around, and I baked a couple cakes. I did a strawberry shortcake. So I did the white cake, strawberries, and whipped cream, and we put that in a jar. So we tried that. I gave all samples with that. It made a big hit. So I was like, really? I said, okay, well, let me try another flavor, not knowing that this is going to be time consuming. So I said, I need to add something to this strawberry shortcake. So I found the cookie crunch. They were doing like this crunch they would put on the cakes. So I said, I'm going to put it on the strawberry shortcake in the jar. So that took off. So now we have strawberry shortcake crunch, red velvet, ultimate brownie. We have a carrot, and we have a lemon crunch. Tell me how I got this. I have no idea. Don't ask me how. If you would have told me this would be going on, I would tell you I was lying. So these cakes have been taking off. When we started, still had the ugly tablecloth and all that, and this and that, and I was just like, I don't know. I don't think this is gonna work. Well, I'm just gonna stay. I kept doubting myself. You doubt yourself, but then you see someone pull up with a food truck, and you're like, how did they get there? How did this process go there? And I'm like, well, dang, I'm only making like $200 to $300 per event, and I'm still working. I don't think I said I don't want to do all that. So, me still not having no time management skills. Working, still driving, coming home baking, no sleep, team, no sleep. At this time, we're planning my son's graduation. We had to cancel it because all the family was coming in because of COVID. So instead of everyone coming in, they sent the money that they were going to, so he paid out. He got a couple $1,000s. He was happy. So he was happy. So then we moved to a bigger tent. We get the I'm gonna say the penthouse of tents, the white one, the big one with all this on it, and I have my logo on the table, and I'm pink and white, and a little girl that I met, I used to work with her mom. I said, well, I need some little help, so I had hired her. She was my first employee, and she was really good, so she would help me out there. So we were set up, and it just took off. So then I was like, I need something more. I started researching drinks. So I was like, I wanted something that would sell all year round. So my first drink was, I tried a lavender lemonade. I was like, okay, let me research this. Well, I said, how am I going to make this lavender? I was like, I don't want to use the liquid. I don't want to use, everybody was coming up with like an oil base. So then I found out that we, before they started putting pesticides on the flowers, we were originally using the lavender flower. Yeah. So I did that. So I went on Amazon, ordered the cookie-based lavender, and I made a simple syrup with it. So I boiled it, cane sugar, and had my whole house lit up. I was sneezing everywhere, so I didn't realize that effect was going to go on anyway. So I was just like, I'm sneezing.
But you can't catch a break.
I can't catch up. Oh Lord, I'm sneezing, just lavender. So then we tried it. At first, it was kind of tart. Then my son was tasting. He's like, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Always trust the children to tell you if it's good, because they're gonna be like, So my son was like, Mom, it's a little tart. So I was like, okay, so let me put more cane sugar in it. So we did this bottled water, the cane sugar, and the lavender. So we tried it. It became a hit. That is my #1 seller lemonade, lavender. I kid you not. So me doing the research on the lavender lemonade and lavender, it eases anxiety. I didn't know. So, I'm just putting stuff out there. It eases anxiety. It calms you down. It's really good for relaxation on a rough day. And also we found out during the hottest summers that it cools you down as well. So we had a win-win. Okay, so now we have
at this point, where are you selling? You're still just doing the tents.
We're still at the farmers market.
Farmers market.
Then we get someone called me from Riverside. It was like Riverside has food truck Wednesdays. I said I don't have a food truck. I mean, that one. Oh, you can set up with a tent. He'll let you set up with a tent, whatever. I was like, really? And it was like, yeah. I said, okay, well, so I contacted him that. So now we're at Riverside on food truck Wednesdays.
On Wednesday.
500
and when at Buckrow?
Saturdays.
You were just doing 1 day a week, and then it moved to 2 days. Okay.
Yep. So we did. At first, we started out every Wednesday at Riverside from May to October.
Okay.
And we did Buckrow every Saturday from May to October.
Okay.
So we were doing that. So I was like, okay. So it was taking off. It was really good. So by then we have lavender lemonade, hibiscus lemonade, strawberry lemonade, and mango lemonade. So we have those. Now we haven't had any cookie orders unless it was Christmas or Valentine's Day. So this is where we still at, right? So I said I wanted a truck. I'm like, whatever, I'm gonna get it, whatever. So then I'm just still going. People are ordering cookies. I did some for graduations. I ended up investing in the edible printer where you puts the image right on the cookie. Because it saves me some time. My hand was killing me. So I was like,
You print directly on the cookie?
And print directly on the cookie. I said, just the best investment I've ever paid in my life, $2,500. I'm going to need this. So, and at that time, I couldn't afford $2,500. So I flex paid it for $125 for 48 months. Oof. So, I don't have this. I'm using what I have at home, and I will buy stuff on sale and trial and error. And, I don't have a big office. I don't drive a Benz. I still don't do none of that. I don't have none of that. So, I'm learning. So then we started doing the edible images. That took off really, really well. We did some for the military. We did some for some baby showers. We did some for a lot of graduations. So, the cookie orders are coming in, but as farmers market in Riverside is going, you would have to give me at least a month in advance for your cookies because I needed to make sure, because I didn't want to mess them up, trying to rush them. And I just need, so I will always put that out when the season comes, this, and that. Mind you, I'm still doing social media. Have no clue about social media marketing. I just started hitting up the groups, the children's groups, parents with children, the military groups, food groups, wedding groups. So
up until this time, how much are you making a month?
Now?
Revenue. Well, starting back then and then now.
Oh, back then? Oh, Jesus. I probably wasn't even making $1,000. Oh, Jesus Christ, Jesus. I was like, I ain't making no money. This is somebody lied. I was like, but I wasn't in it for the money at the time. I was in it to make ends meet and be with my son. Especially because, I didn't realize the support system I had at home until I left. I said, your grandparents ain't here. What am I gonna do? So I'm like, damn, I can't even drop you off nowhere. So it was just like, the realization, sometimes we think we know, but we don't know. You definitely need a village to help raise your children. So at this time, I'm probably making maybe $1,000 a month. So probably bring home maybe $500 after supplies and paying the person, and me still not budgeting and understanding this and understanding that. So
your son is helping you during this entire time. So you're talking.
I can make him then. I can't now. Okay, now he won't touch the truck.
But at least this shows a work ethic, because that's true. I mean,
this is crazy. When we would be at Riverside, because these children, they mature so easily. And he was still in college and stuff. Very handsome young man. All the older women would come from the other side of the building to purchase. And the tip jar overflows when he's working. When I'm working, they don't even come my way. So it happened to be one day I'm working. She's like, so where's your son? I said, ain't you my age? What do you mean, where's my son? What are you talking about?
The cookies just taste so much sweeter.
Right. Can I get a lemonade? Tell your son to be out here. That's like $50, $60 in tip. They all his. I'm like, what's going on here? So I need you back over here working. So it's like, oh, they love to see him coming. I said, I'm gonna put you in a little shirt and put some baby oil on you, and we're gonna sell some stuff.
You gotta do what you gotta do to make ends meet.
I know. So this is for the family. This is for the family.
Exactly.
So let's fast forward to 2 years ago. So we're doing this. I'm doing about, my busiest season is between April till beginning of October.
Okay.
We're due between 3,000 to 4,000, depending. This is being in 2 spots.
Is that a monthly?
Yeah.
Gross, right?
Yeah. Me working on trying to figure out how to expand business. I'm like, I need to be making more. How do I make more? How do I increase sales? So, we started getting hit up for events. So I ended up reaching out to a lady.
How many people are just coming to you?
People would stop me. When they would be, a lot of people would come to. Yeah, a lot of people would come to the farmers market to find vendors, and they would give we're having this, and that. Would you want to do this? But I was like, I didn't have a food truck, so I felt intimidated. But a lot of the people they didn't care. A lady at Bayport up on Newport News in Oyster Point, she let me set up right in the hallway. and she was like, you don't need that. Set your table up, and it worked. Some spots I would rather be inside the building to be outside, because I would see the Bayport customers as well as the employees. So and I was like, okay. So I was like, this ain't as bad as I thought it was. I have friends helping me when I had to work. Some of my girlfriends who were didn't work those days, they would set up for me. So I really had a really good support system. When I tell you, my girlfriends from home, when I hit the big pot, they're gonna get it. Let me tell you, because they have financially helped me through this. Do you hear me? Like, sometimes I didn't have money for supplies. Sometimes I didn't have money to do this. And they will order the stuff for me and ship it to me. So it's been a game changer. I wouldn't change it for the world.
So how did you end up getting the truck? How did you do that?
Let's go to that. I was going to buy a house. I put in the bid for a house. My goal was big kitchen, commissary kitchen, house. I wanted to get a house. And I wanted to still stay over here by the beach in Buckrow. So I looked at the house. I put in the bid for the house. The inspection came. And the guy who was doing selling me the house, he has a really good inspector. The guy went through this house with teeth and nails. Come to find out, it wasn't for me to get. I had at least $50,000 in stuff that needed to be fixed. And it had a rodent problem. I'm a baker. I can't do no rodents. So that definitely, definitely.
Thank you for that. Thank you.
Yes. Yes. I said, oh no. And I told myself, I'm a baker. I can't have this. I can't deal with this. Because if they're here, they're somewhere else. I need this. I can't have any of that. So I took back the offer. And that was for like $169. So I said, you know what? They gave me the thing for $169. Let me go and see if I can get this trailer. So I went over there in Hampton off of Pembroke and Mercury. They're called the food truck place. The guys were just starting out. I would see them over there, but never see anybody in there. So my truck was the second truck they made. I went in, I told them what I wanted. I really didn't know what I wanted. I just wanted a truck. I just said I just needed to work. I don't know what need to go in it. I'm not frying nothing. I'm not cooking anything. So we came up with something. At first it was supposed to have been a white truck. It didn't come out white. They sent and ordered a black one. I was pissed. So I was like, I don't want it, this and that. And my good friend, she was like, well, you know what? Black could probably work because you ain't got to clean it as much. I was like, whatever. So they was like, Miss Roberts, we'll eat the cost and pay for your logo to go on your truck. I said, okay, I'll take that. So mind you, I have no experience with the trailer. I didn't know I had to put a hitch on it. I didn't know. I thought I could drive it with this Nissan car. So, so for me, I'm just saying trailer, this is me, I go. So we talk, they give me a price. I get the loan for the price. I put it down. put the down payment on. Me still not knowing that I need something to pull this in, right? So I'm like, so I go there. I said, they said your truck will be ready in a couple weeks. I said, oh, okay. So how do I get it on there? You can't pull it with that Nissan. I'm in a Nissan Altima. I said, what?
So your trailer is bought, paid for, logo on it.
I didn't even know I had to pull it with something. So here I go. I'm like, that don't sound right. Yeah, you gotta get. I said, I gotta get a new car. Oh my God. So at this time, they're not making cars. Remember, COVID is in session. No cars is coming out. Oh my God. I'm like, Jesus Christ. What I'm gonna do? So I go to the Toyota lot. So I research. What can I? I researched the weight of the trailer, 2,000 pounds. I needed to find something that was cost effective for me to drive. That I saw I need a $50,000 truck. So I ended up getting the Toyota RAV4 Adventure, 3,000. It could hold 3,000 pounds and 1,000 pounds in the vehicle. So I was like, okay, so as long as I keep it light back there, I'll be good. Oh my God, $40,000 in debt. Plus, I'm still paying on the old car I had. So flip that on side. Me not knowing, I didn't know. So I said, damn. But I got the trailer, so I got to use it. So mind you, I thought this trailer came with instructions. It did. So I get the trailer, they hook it on for me. I can't back it up. I don't know how to drive it or nothing. So I get it home and I can't back it up. I said, this ain't gonna work.
A FedEx driver, I should be able to do this.
I didn't know left was right and right was left. Single axle. If you would have told me, I had no idea. You should have seen me. It is so funny. The older guy, they have vacation houses over here. They've been having these houses for years. It's in their family. This old man was 80 years old. He sat there and watched me for 3 days. Let me tell you, that trailer sat on that curb for 3 days, and I cried every day. Do you hear me? When I tell you I cried. I said, how do I get this thing in here? I said, I'm just going to take it back. I'm taking it back. He said, let me show you how to move this truck. He got in that truck. He put that cane down and he backed it up. And I was just like.
See, first, it took you 3 days. So I'm a little.
It took me 2 months.
2 months?
I can only go forward.
So this old man watched you for 2 months, and then he finally decided to come out.
No, he helped me back it in, but once I got it back in, I let it sit there for a while because I was scared to take it out because I didn't know how to drive it, right? So it took me like 2 to 3 months to learn how to drive. I said, oh my God, what I'm gonna do? I said, this is, oh Jesus. So I finally learned how to drive it. Now I can pull that sucker in, back it around, turn around the corner. Sometimes I forget it's even back there when I'm driving through traffic. So we did our first year. First year was it was nice. A lot of our old customers came through. We did like 25,000 the first year. So we broke even far as that. This year we're up to 40,000. So that's not bad. So, each year is different. But I realized that I had to implement more because I'm selling just desserts. So we ended up adding hot dogs. You have to do what you have to do for a business. So we added hot dogs and we added a pizza ball, which is famous in Erie, Pennsylvania, that they have nothing to know about here. So I shipped them from Pennsylvania from this Italian food place that's a dealer up there. That's a restaurant dealer. And they took awesome down here. They love them. So we, I wanted to just stay desserts, but as a food truck business, I have to do what I have to do to pay bills. Right. So we even implemented coffee, iced coffee. We do the ices for the kids in the summertime. We also have like refreshers. So, we're not limited to anything.
Regular coffee, or what type of coffee are you using?
We do an iced coffee. We do a regular coffee. We also do a hot chocolate in the wintertime because, our slow months are between November to January. So, let's get the truck out and try to figure out what we can do. So we'll a lot of people rent us for like little parties and stuff. So we'll ask them what they want on the menu and they'll prepay for it.
And just so people listening to this understand your format, what do you mean that they rent you guys? What all comes with that? How's that aspect of your business?
Okay, they could say, we saw your truck. We wanted, we having to get together. Can we, can you cater for us? So I'd be like, okay, what do you want on the menu? Oh, we want hot chocolate. We want charcuterie boards. We want hot dogs for the kids. sometimes they just want hot dogs, or sometimes they just want cake jars. So, we have a minimum fee of $450, so they'll pay that, and I'll make sure that they have what they need unlimited in the truck for that. So they can rent us out. But the big thing that I learned in this, oh my gosh, no one in the city officials are on board with mobile eating.
Right.
I probably spent about $1,000 in fees in each city, and no one was on the same page.
The licensing and all that.
Yes, Virginia Beach. We have 7 cities here. The only cities that have Virginia law, health department law, you have to have a commissary kitchen to prepare your foods, and to prep your foods, prepare your foods, and store your dry goods and stuff for. The only cities that have these commissary kitchens are Virginia Beach and Norfolk. Nowhere else. My commissary is in Virginia Beach.
Wow.
And so they're overwhelmed with this. No commissary kitchens. My goal is to open a commissary kitchen on this side and make it efficient for us. And also with the homeowners associations, people just trying to make money off of whatever. A lot of them won't let you park your truck in your driveway. You pay all this money for a house and you can't park your truck in your driveway. So that's a really huge too. Finding a secure location, and that's not going to break the bank, that you can keep your truck parked there and have it plugged up at a decent cost. I'm trying to, figure out things that'll make it easier for the next person, because of what I went through. Like, I thought I could get a liquor license. I spoke to someone on the phone, liquor control board or whatever, and they was like, "Oh yeah, you have a mobile food, whatever." I spent all this money in fees, and I'm coming to find out I can't do that because I share a commissary kitchen. Well, which was she gonna tell me that when I sent all this money in, and it's non-refundable?
Wow.
Who did you speak to? I don't know. Who was at the desk?
What department was that you called again?
Liquor control board. Yeah. Who was at the desk? No one could find. I'm sending emails. Trial and error. Found out I'm not doing business in all 7 cities. My business does not really do too much in certain areas. I'm not really big in Virginia Beach, but my business license has to be stated in Virginia Beach because my commissary kitchen is there.
Somebody wanted to rent you for an event. Could you go to all 7 cities?
Oh yeah, I could get a permit for that day.
And what city did you try to call the liquor control board?
It was for Richmond. I just wanted it because I wanted to serve beer and wine or liquor on the truck, and I was going to get my liquor license so I could serve for privately. No, you can't, because I share the kitchen. If I had the kitchen to myself, I could get the liquor license.
Okay. Let me ask you, where do you ultimately, if everything else goes your way, because it seems like you're doing bit of hell and back, and it's nowhere but up from here.
Oh,
where do you go?
Expansion. Working on my SWAM. I want to get into the airports. I don't want a brick and mortar. I don't want a brick and mortar. One? I don't. The only brick and mortar it will be is a commissary kitchen. But as far as me serving that, I need to be mobile, because this is a city where everything is happening in different places. You need to be mobile. No one has time for anything. Traffic, no one wants to be stuck in traffic. Nobody wants to be here. Nobody wants to be there. The millennium is more about mobility. Everything is mobile now. So I don't want a brick and mortar unless it's for the commissary kitchen. And I don't have to be there for that.
How are you getting your clients right now? Is it just really word of mouth?
Word of mouth. Now I'm at the point where I was able to afford a social media manager. I have a lady that does my social media manager. She's in the Philippines. She works for me 5 hours a week at $15 an hour. She does I just send her the postings, but she has access to everything. She does a really great job. She rebranded my whole brand, my whole identity for my business. She's awesome. I always make sure she's good. I always pay her extra,
It's smart to outsource that and use a virtual assistant.
Oh my God, Lord Jesus! When I tell you, you can't find nobody who want to work, you can't find nobody who want to work. I'm learning that family and business does not work. I also, because me thinking General Wealth, I assume my son would want, he wants no parts. And that's fine because I give you no parts of this money.
Yeah.
It works fine for me. So, but I have a niece that her father used to cut my hair. Bless his heart, he passed away about 4 or 5 years ago. But I've been knowing her since she was 8, since I moved. Oh my God. When I tell you she can run my food truck, she can run my food truck. The only thing she can't do is drive it. That's the only thing. But Saturday through the summer, I don't have to do anything but drop it off at Buck Road, and she handles everything. And when I say I love her to death. And she's only like 22, 23, and she is about her money. Do you hear me? She don't miss a day. And I love that ambition, and I have a older lady that used to be my neighbor, Miss Phyllis. She's retiring, so she helps me out during the weekdays on her days off, and I love her. She doesn't do the she's not really multitasking on the computer stuff, but she does all the cooking and stuff, and I love her. She knows her way around the food, the kitchen and everything. We have no problems with that. I have a really good crew. Those are my 2 main ones that's been with me since we started.
So if somebody wants to find you, like, do you have a website or web address that they can go to?
Yes, you could go to edibleartsbybrandy.com. And right now we're doing our Valentine's Day special. We have our chocolate covered strawberries. They're on there that you can order, and you can order the cookies as well. There's going to be going all month.
Oh, do you ship those? You ship those out?
Oh no, those are only locally. No, we're not there yet. We're not there yet.
I'm just
the cookies can be shipped. The cake jars can be shipped. The lemonades can be shipped.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
Farley likes to eat chocolate strawberries just sitting around.
Oh, you guys have to come. You have to catch me. Let me know when, and I'll make sure you guys get some.
Anything with chocolate, I'll take it. I like them. I'm looking at the brownies.
I'm with you with the chocolate too. I love anything chocolate too. It give me a heartburn. As long as it's milk chocolate. Yeah. The only thing, I can say about this journey is I wish I was able to pay for it in cash. But you know what? Yeah. If it was coming that easy, I probably wouldn't stuck with it.
Yeah.
And if you're not taking loss, I mean, that's one thing.
Yes. I'm learning about business credit. I'm learning about saving costs. I'm learning there is no grants, and I've been here. I applied for a grant in Virginia Beach, and they want you to be able to have the money right there. If I had the money, I wouldn't apply for the grant.
Exactly.
This doesn't make any sense. There's not a lot of minority women grants out here. I have not seen any. There's not. It's hard. I tried crowdfunding. I tried that way as well. It's really tough. It's pick and choose. It seems like if you don't have a sad story, no one wants to donate or they donate to the BS. So I can't let that stop me for what I have to do. Where I'm at is where I'm supposed to be at right now. Expansion is definitely is where we want to be. We want vending machines in the airports. We want them in the colleges. We also want the lemonades and cake jars in stores. So, I am looking into VCU to get some information on that, and the Department of Agriculture. And my goal is I want 2 commissary kitchens, one in this area and one up there by Williamsburg. I'm going to find it. I'm going to get it done.
How do you keep track? Do you have a CRM? Do you to keep track of the clients that have bought from you? Is there any way that you?
Oh, yes. I have PayPal. I use PayPal for my business. It does my invoices. It has my customers. It does my profit and loss. It does my tax papers. I have a POS machine with them. It takes Tap. It takes Apple. Out of all the systems that I've heard, this one has been the best for me. A lot of people use Chime. A lot of people use some other stuff that I've seen, but they were saying that the fees were astronomical. But I need one place where I can get everything together. I use PayPal and I use Cash App for business. They have, and I'm not a good numbers person as far as accounting, whatever, but this breaks everything down for me. The PayPal be like, well, last year this time you made $50 less. Last week this time you made $25 more. So it keeps the track of everything that I'm doing, especially for a person who's not accounts handy. My sister is really well in accounting, so I talk to her a lot in Florida, and that kind of helps me out. But it's a process, but it's not easy.
Do
Everyone
you have
thinks.
anything where you're like tracking your customers, like you tell them, hey, I'm going to be here?
Oh yes, we put out an alert every day.
Now, how do you do that?
Social media. Social media is my biggest major. LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook. My social media post everything. Tomorrow we will be at the Newport News Williamsburg Airport in the employee parking lot. Next Wednesday we'll be at the VA Veterans Affairs in their lunch area from 11 to 2. The VA, they have food trucks out there. So one thing I've noticed about the VA, it doesn't matter how cold it is, they're going to buy my stuff.
See, when you send out a blast through your social media, are you tracking which one you get the most response from?
Social media and word of mouth.
I'm talking about which, like, you get more from LinkedIn or Instagram when you send it out, or
Instagram and Facebook.
Instagram and Facebook.
I tried TikTok. It's not doing it. I even tried to do a live sale on TikTok. It didn't work for me.
Do you know about your demographic on who is buying from you?
A lot of women. Between the ages. Last time I checked, it was between the ages of like 23 to like 50. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't get a lot of kids usually buy. A lot of younger generations usually buy the lemonade and the pizza balls. But as far as like my main things, a lot of older people buy it, the other stuff.
I'm gonna have to come in and try the pizza balls. So after this,
definitely come by.
I want you, after this call, I would like for you to email me over some pictures of your truck, of you, your food. We're gonna talk about it, and I think Farley and I we're doing this as a thing of passion. We're talking about trying to dedicate one day a week to go on in the evening, and just talk about things you're talking about, like some of the problems that you have that you can solve, and to see if there's anybody out there that could possibly help you scale, or at least give you some good advice without charging. I talk a lot about consulting, and I would like to help you as much as I can.
So I appreciate that.
Calls, you'll get a message say, "Hey, we're going on." Now, Farley might be drinking some
bourbon.
Oh, Farley, I got something for you. Then you're gonna like that hibiscus lemonade with a little tequila.
The last time I gave Farley a tequila, I can't say what happened on this live.
I'm drinking afterward. But it's tough. Everyone, the city officials and the employees don't. Everyone is not on the same page, and it's very costly for us, to be putting out all these fees and stuff. But I will say some spots are nice. City of Hampton, I have no problems. The fire department, oh my God, they know me. They just, if my truck is there and my inspection is due, they do it while it's at the farmer's market. And Miss Roberts, I did your thing. Norfolk is really hard, and Newport News is really hard.
Okay.
Yeah, and I've seen that. I mean, it always seems like when you're a small business and you're trying to grow, it's always that next step of scaling.
Yes.
Work for you now, and then you say, well, I want to make that leap, and you want to make that. And you know who else? It's been a big problem as far as like these huge concerts and stuff in Virginia Beach. We cannot catch a break. I was going to sign. This was before they canceled something. This is the second year where they had it. I signed up for it. If you see this contract, this is disrespectful. You have to buy from them $40 for a case of water, $60 for a case of soda. You use their POS system. They want to charge you for electric. Then you pay your fee. Then you pay this. Then you don't get your money until after they tally it all up. And now, mind you, they're not paying taxes, but we still have to pay taxes on it. Say if I sell $5,000 worth of food and beverage, I still got to pay taxes on that $5,000 worth of food and beverage. And then they take 11%.
Wow. Do you still have like maybe a sample or a copy of that contract?
I could try to find it, but
that's so funny. Are we allowed to break that down on the air and discuss?
Yeah, it's bad for us. And no. Anything that's going on in Virginia Beach, those we cannot get in. It's not good for the little people. I did the US Air Show my first year of my truck. We got screwed so bad. Mind you, my family got that money together for me to do it. It was $3,000 entry. So they said we got 400,000 people showing up, this and that. So all us locals, we paid this $4,000, which we shouldn't have had to pay $4,000. I got a Virginia, I live in, you know what I'm saying? My business is registered in Virginia Beach. So we get there and we didn't even hit $1,000. They had the vendors traveling with the air show, making all the money, and had us so far down the tarmac, they wouldn't even walk down to see us. When I tell you,
it's here, they dropped the bombs here on the little test site. You're back here.
We way back there in the nosebleed section. And let me tell you, it was far because I walked it and it was far. But let me tell you something. I am determined. When I got done with the U.S. Air Show, they refunded that $4,000.
Okay.
I did not play with them. I was not playing with them. I emailed the senator. I emailed the governor. I emailed, y'all gonna give me that money. And I mean, because y'all made over $3 million out here. And then you had the nerve to have these people travel with you, and they wasn't even from here. I told them I want no parts of it. But I told when I got my money back though, when I got done, I said, I don't care if it takes me. I emailed them every week. I'm gonna need my money. I need updates. When is it coming? How is it coming? I said, the government makes all this money. Y'all had over 400,000 people, and I thought y'all made some good money. I'm gonna need my money.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm glad that I didn't see you on the news.
I was almost there.
I'm glad that you didn't give up. But I tell you what, as we get going, I would love to bring you back, and I would like you to send me over all your information, anything you can about how to find you on social media, along with the links, and send me your mailing address because I want to send you something.